where you perform API testing. We are looking for response code. You are validating the response you get from the server. Maybe it's 200, 201, or you are checking for a response body if you contain what you expected. Assertion is just like you are using a snippet, uh, a test script, to validate response body. So we'll try that today. Sure. So then, okay, we all know how to use listeners. You know what listener is now. Then, how to record test script and export reports. Okay, we'll do that today again. Then how to run Jmeter on command line. It's not GUI mode. So basically, there are two ways you export your report from Jmeter after conducting your test. So it's either you get your report, using non-GUI mode, or you are using HTML dashboard reports. So we'll try those two approach. Okay.
Move like us. Not that we came here for.
He's a big boy. You don't need.
Need to reload this file again. So before we start this morning, I want us to give I want us to do stand up. So these are the stand up we go. You will all tell us what you did over the weekend. That is what you did on Thursday and Friday. And if you have any blocker with us, you can share with us. And this is the mistake I made. We all have been giving daily stand up and giving updates. Every time we're having a session like this, tell us what you did yesterday. Tell us the challenges you encounter, and you tell us what you're gonna do today. So, like I used to say, it's primarily of the QA. You give daily stand up and you join stand up. So let's start with the guys online. You will give us your update, what you did on Thursday and Friday, and what you plan doing today. And if you had any blocker, you tell us the blocker you have. Start. So we'll be doing this randomly. So I'll pick out someone to give his or her stand up. Then after the person is done, you pick someone else randomly to give their update. So we'll do it like that. So let me start with um let me start with Ayo. Ayo, can you give us your updates? When you are done, you pick someone randomly. We can't hear you. Ayo, can you hear me?
Yes.
Um, Toby, please, can you give your update? When you're done, pick someone else. Is Toby on the call? Adewale, can you give your update and pick someone else randomly?
morning, everyone. I really didn't do much over the weekend. During on Thursday and Friday, I was doing working on compatibility tests on use pass and use form application. So this week, I've been working on my Jmeter. Really don't know much about the Jmeter now because I wasn't feeling fine throughout the weekend. So I've been watching Udemy videos. Thank you.
Please pick someone else.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, sorry. I moved over here. I actually attempted the course, but to be honest, I really didn't understand much. If I'm being honest, I attempted the course, but I didn't understand too much. But I plan to understand. Probably maybe after today, then I'll not go back and review it because, like you said, should I pick somebody else? Hello?
Yeah, are you
Should I?
done?
Yes, I'm done. I'm done. But,
Pick someone else.
I think Eric.
Who did you pick?
Eric. Eric, I believe.
See? Hello. Hello, everyone. My name is Eric, and good afternoon to you all. Yes, I managed to last week. I managed to work on JMeter. I had challenges installing it, but I managed to install. And and secondly, I managed to revise the course outline of the quality certain. So I was reading on how to be a software tester and everything according to the outline that we were given when we started this program. Thank you so much. I'll pick uh, Rimshak Kaiser.
Is
Yes,
Rimshaw
I
on the call?
yes I am.
Please give us your update.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. We can hear you.
Okay, sir. Talking about my updates, I have done. I have started this JMeter course, which you have studied on Udemy. And can I share my screen?
Oh, there won't be need. Just give us.
Okay, fine. So I have done the section one of this course, and I am on section two right now.
Uh,
And I'm trying by those practices, those examples which are given in the video, and yeah, I get the results as well.
okay. Please pick someone else to give the update. Rimshaw, pick someone else to give the update.
Sorry, sir, I'm not getting your point.
Pick someone.
Okay, sure. Let me check it out. Um, Hajara the late.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Last week I was having difficulty in installing the Apache Jmeter, but eventually I installed it and I go back to my handouts, my software handouts, and I read about it. It was having I'm forgetting something about to say, but I reverse on the handout, sha, so that's what I'm reading. And this week I'll be working on the Jmeter for better understanding. And I pick Sheikh Sudan Sheikh.
Saud.
Good Sheikh.
Yes, yeah, I am. Good morning.
Morning.
I have done lost my all tasks of the JMeter. Now I am taking a lectures of a Udemy course. I'm on the section 2.
So,
Yes.
okay, pick someone else.
Okay. Munif Shahid.
Good morning, David.
Morning.
Actually, I had some issues regarding the HTML report creation, but I was managed to create HTML report, but it was other way around by using a XLS file, Excel file, and I started the course which you shared on WhatsApp. I'm halfway there. Let me pick someone.
Okay. Who's
Emmanuel.
next? Pick the next person.
Emmanuel.
Who?
Emmanuel Kosai.
Okay. Give us your update.
Okay, last week, Wednesday, I was able to get the Jamie done, but I still have some challenges in running the testing plan. I can't get you. Yes. I was able to get my dream, trying to having this issue. I tried watching some videos on YouTube and see how to HTML, and also tried you know tried
Okay. Peter, can you give us your update?
Mm. Yeah, good morning. So last week, I figured I was lacking behind on Cypress, so I had to pick up Cypress, but I had major block on data, so I had to wait till in the night to watch YouTube videos and practice the Cypress. Then around the weekend, that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I picked up Jmeter. I finished the YouTube video and I started the Udemy course. So I finished the first set. Just started the second one yesterday. Well, my major blocker is power supply. I no, I really don't have light here, and my secondary power supply is faulty. So that's right now. I'm even joining with my mobile. So everything, mostly what I do right now is just try to learn everything and practice when there's light. So that's picking Ajibade.
Is everybody on the call?
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Okay, good
Good
morning,
morning,
Peter.
sir.
Okay, so on Friday, I was able to do some work on Jmeter. The stuffs were given practice and we tried it again over. And also the task given to us for converting from CSV to HTML. And I was able to do that too. And over the weekend, I I practiced on what we've done earlier, which was on Postman new meter. I was able to rerun the automation aspect of it. With myself and Kayode kind of worked over that and were able to do it again successfully. And also the material given to us to read on Jmeter Udemy course, I started it, one or two modules on it. I listened to the video and watched over again. So this week I would continue with it, and from there tend to weekly activities, and basically that's all my weekend goes. So that's all from me. So on that note, I'll be recommending Kaode to speak up next and stand up. Thank you.
Kayode has given update already.
No, I haven't, sir. Good morning, everyone.
Alright, come on.
Thank you, Ajibadi, for that. During the weekend, I work on the JMeter and the HTML dashboard, and also I go to the Udemy course. I'm in section 2 right now. And yesterday, I tried running something on the Cypress, that is the Cucumber, but I get lost. So hopefully today, after the section, I'll still go on it. That's all. So I picked who is on the line. Um, I pick Oyindamola.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So
Good morning. How are you?
during the weekend, I worked on JMeter. I practiced what we were taught on JMeter, but I had issues on the ATM generating ATM HTML on the dashboard. So that's where I stopped. So I this week I will continue with it. Thank you. Who do I pick? Sorry. Let's see.
So pick next person.
I pick. Okay. Awo. Yeah. Ayo.
I think Ayo is a ghost among us.
Okay.
Yeah. Hold on, guys.
Mm. Sorry, who am I
Okay,
speaking?
who's the next person? Who haven't
I think
given
I'm
their
the only
update?
one
So
left.
it's Precious on the call. Okay, Tajin, give us your update.
Good afternoon to all. Actually, first of all, my system is not working properly. I was unable to run JMeter first, but after that, I went to YouTube and see that how it's work. Actually, the video you shared and the Udemy courses, I'm on it right now. But because of that, my system is not working properly. So I have to change my system first, and I'm starting all over it again.
Okay, fantastic.
Uh, and I choose the say next person is I think Mariam Beg.
Mariam, Mariam, Mariam. She on the call. Okay, she said microphone is not working. Okay. Who's next? We haven't given updates yet online.
Precious, and she's online.
Hey, Jamala, can you mute your mic? Precious, can you give your updates? I can hear Ojo Legba.
She said she's on the road.
I guess that's Can we start running? Okay. Yeah. So I guess that's all from the guys online. So on site, Emmanuel, give us your update.
Okay, said before, I was able to still have the water with the structure and the solution. Let me see how to run the still how to then I went into catalog, try to learn how to run this, how to run style, this record. They are and watching the what the videos. That
All right. Next question.
Okay, you want to I actually read my news and I went through what we've been doing very well. And I also worked on it to get myself fixed. These are the things that I get my plans to
So at the end of last class, I was doing until I was unable to save my test plan. So I made some research and I checked staff about results. So then after the class, I was unable to save my HCML results. So I searched that. So I think I need to brush up on my command line skills. So I'll not use them long. Then I want to integrate Jmeter and I've started it. So my plan is to complete it and get out.
Can't hear you.
So I was having issues with my gym last I couldn't I couldn't launch it. But after the class on Wednesday, I had the kind of tutorial with some other persons after the class, and I was able to launch it. I was able to do the test plan and do a bit of the things. We were able to do some things on the plan antivirus and all that. I I didn't really have access to the system over there. That was my major blocker because the laptop is not entirely mine. So, but I was able to watch the daily videos, but I was unable to practicalize what I watched because I didn't have access to computer. But now I have the computer. I intend to practicalize what I've seen on the daily class and also to I'm having issues with my Cypress. I also intend to brush up on that and get better data. So it's more than
I jumped now. I'm taking not like a power, not like a bit.
yeah, yeah. Now, it's squeeze. No, you don't know.
About both things. Because I'm going to talk about speed, I'm going to talk about communication, I'm going to talk about teamwork and engagement, and also self development as well. So in terms of speed, I know we have a roadmap for this internship program, which I shared with us, and it comprises of what we'll be looking at in the period of the 3 month internship, which is uh, exploratory testing of project, understanding LTLC, understanding STLC, top-down test, bug tracking using Spiral, Trello, Jira, Basecamp, and bug reporting, agile methodology, Scrum methodology, understanding the role of QA in project development, test case writing, test execution, software testing as a career path. Then then the automation part where we get to use the tool. So we started with Selenium. We did some tasks on Selenium. We picked up Jmeter, which we do right now. We did Postman using API for API testing. Then picking up automation. So the idea is how far have you all gone individually in terms of speed? If you have an interview tomorrow, are you prepared? Have you covered up all these syllables? Have you covered up? Can you are you confident enough, to talk about all these things you've learned, during your interview? So speaking of speed, is even though you have we get to have classes 3 times a week, are you 2 steps ahead? Like you have all basic understanding of what's required, manual testing and automation. You know what is agile methodology. You can tell us really about agile. You can you can write test cases. You can create user story. You can do bug reporting, and you can perform exploratory testing and application. Is anybody 100% sure of herself? Anyone? Yes. I like that. I like that courage. You should, honestly, you should. I just asked a question now, and only Emmanuel responded to it. So the rest of us were not confident of ourselves.
We can't hear you, sir.
Really? So the rest of us, I said we are not confident of ourselves, about what I said last. Oh, so that's one. We all have to move up with speed.
I
You
can't
learn
hear you
A,
properly. Your
you
voice
learn
is
A
breaking.
today. You learn A today. You go in your own quiet time. You learn B, C, D. It's quite important. You stay 2 steps ahead. Even if three is possible, you can take 3 steps ahead. That's speed. Then communication. Some of us we lack communication. Speaking of um, WhatsApp interaction, the group chats, and everything. And even sometimes when we give ourselves, tasks to do, I don't really see much, communication within the group, except from the recent time we give an in-house assignment, for us to perform a test on some application. And some of us, some of us perform the role of communication during during the session, and some of us just kept mute. So take note of those things and listen out. Then teamwork and engagement, which is collaboration. It's very important to know you collaborate with your team. And as given during the stand up, what was his name? Coyote. The Coyote and Wale. Was it Coyote and Wale?
Kayode and Bade.
Okay. Said they team up together, trying and solve some issues. This is it's very encouraging. That is what they call collaboration. Call your teammates, maybe two of you, three of you. What's up with this? What's up with this? Let's do this. Let's do that. You know, you might not know the effect now, but when you start working in an organization, know the importance of teamwork. And the importance of teamwork, it outshine you, wherever you work. And, oh, this guy, is a team player. But if you get to work in a larger organization, there will be some other, or because there will be some other team. Because there are some other organizations, they have different team and they work on different application. They work on different projects. And when they start hearing your name, oh, we need Emmanuel from so project. Let him come and join us. Things like that. And before you know it, start getting recommendation. and know the rest. And the last one is self-development. I've always been talking about it. Self-development is always very important. I know you all know the story. So all the things I've listed, speed, communication, teamwork, you can call it teamwork, you can call it collaboration, you can call it engagement, and self-development. Always take note of those things and put it in practice. So that's it. So let's move into what we have to do today. So today I said we'll be performing we performing we'll be creating reports from JMeter test with generating our reports with GUI mode and dashboard. So please confirm you all can view my screen.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's visible.
I'm actually using a Windows operating system. So first thing we need to do, we all know how to launch our JMeter. Go to the you go to the folder where your JMeter is stored, which I have there. Go to your bin folder. Go to your bin folder. So it's either two ways. It's either you go to your command prompt and you go to your command prompt, then copy out this part by double clicking this guy here. Copy out this part and go to your command prompt and type in cd, then paste in the parts, taking out the C drive, leaving the splash user, whatever directory path it is, and launch your command. So it will automatically run JMeter right from your it will automatically run your command line from bin folder so you can run your test. So I'm just going to take out this guy and type CMD. And my command prompt starts running from the folder I launch it from. Then the next thing we need to do is to run JMeter. So you all know how to launch JMeter. So come to the Windows batch file and double click on it. Your JMeter will start running at the background. So we'll be performing a test with quality certain web application. So we want to see how the web is doing today. So you can pick up any web application and test. It could be Facebook, it could be it could be any web application and perform the test on it. So as seen on the screen, my JMeter is already up and running. So my JMeter is already up and running. And if you look up here, so this guy here is called template, and this guy here, if you need to run a new project, you can just click on new, and it will create another workspace for you to start your project. And we have the open icon here. If you have an existing GMX file, GMX file you need to import, you can come here, and we have the save button, and we have what is called yes, this cut button. Maybe you need to cut a test and paste in somewhere. We have the copy and paste. We have the paste button, and we have the magnifier buttons. So if you need to increase to expand, so you can click on this button. Then we have the toggle button and the play and stop button. The play and stop button. Then we have the clear button. So if you need to clear one single script, you can click on this guy. If you need to clear all the script, you can click on clear all. Then we have the search and the help icon, then the function of debug. So this template here, let me just explain how this template work. So this template here gives you JMeter actually made it very easy for us. So you can easily click on the template and you can look for a template you want to use, for your test. So if I need to use if I need to use a recorder template, I can just type in recording templates. So you can say I have listed recording template. So I can click on recording and it will automatically just generate when you click on create button. Create. So you can see it's automatically creates a recording button. So there are several templates, you can just pick up from there and you can start using. So we'll be using this template for how to um, how to perform how to perform the testing with mobile application. We'll come back to this later. So let me just click on new. We ignore this guy here. So let's create a new project. Uh, so can name this project this you see test. So do you all remember the steps? Creating projects. You had your listener, had your samplers, had your what? You had your thread group. Then you can add config element if necessary. You all know the elements of JMeter. Show you. So these are the elements of JMeter. This is the structure of a test of a test plan. You can see you create a test plan, which is the name of your project. Create a thread group. Add your samplers, and add your listeners. Add your workbench if it's necessary. Then add your assertion. If you want to assert any test you want to assert, you can add your assertion. You have the config element, you have the logic controller and the timer. Can add all this to your test if you want to, and you can see the structure. Your test plan, thread group, logic controller. Under logic controller, we have different type of logic controller. We have the module controller, we have the loop controller, we have the recording controller, and random controller, and etc. And with the config element, under the config element, we have different config elements. We have the CSV dataset config, we have the HTTP request default, we have the user default variable, we have the HTTP catch manager, and as seen on the screen, we have listeners. So under listeners, we have what type of listeners? We have the graph, we have the table, we have the tree, we have the summary report. So this guy here, what they do is to just capture your results. You can capture your results in a graph format or a table format, a tree format, or summary report. And we have samplers. We have different type of samplers. We have the HTTP request. We have the SOAP request. We have a TCP request and the FTP requests. So, remember, you can try these guys, all these samplers. If you're working on web, you use HTTP requests. If you're working on the SOAP UI request, you use SOAP UI request. An example of the SOAP UI request. More or less like a URL too. So you add it to your test and you perform the test on it. So you can try all these samplers, to see how they work. So back to JMeter. So let's come back to that later. So let's come back to our project. So we have our project test plan already created. So let's add let's add a thread group. So this is this will add a thread group. We all know how to add our thread group. We have number of thread users, which is okay. How many users do you want? perform load on while testing the application, maybe 50 user or 1,000 user, and we have the ramp up period. Okay, at every 1 seconds, you want 50 users to log in this application, and you want to see how the application is going to perform. Or maybe at 5 seconds, you want 1,000 users, to launch the URL and see the stability of the application. So let's just do for 20 users in the period of 1 second. You all know what loop count is, and the infinite. So if I click the infinite, the test keep running to kingdom come. And we all know what delay thread creation is for. We have same users on each iteration and specify thread. So the most important is you setting number of users, and that's all. So the next thing we need to do, we need to add in our sampler. So we need to add in our HTTP request. So you can see under sampler we have samplers. We have HTTP request, debug sampler, etc. GNX point to point, publisher, JUnit request, Java request, etc. So let's do the HTTP request. We are doing the HTTP request. So you can give name to your HTTP request because it's a web application, and you'll be working on different pages. So let's launch quality certain your so as seen on the screen. So, and mind you, before you start the testing, you have access to the URL, which is quite important because you are testing the web application. So let me do the URL quality. Yeah. Okay. So let's do where to rate our company's website. You can go on Google and give us rating. So it makes the company more visible and relevant online. So this is quality certain website. And remember, on the website we have different pages. We have the home page, we have the about us, we have the service, we have the industry, we have the competency, we have the career, we have academy, we have outsourcing. So these are the pages on the site. So let's assume, okay, on the dashboard, it's a website. Let's take Facebook for example. I'm using a laptop. About 100 people are using a laptop, or 200 people are using a laptop, and I want to log into my Facebook account, and 100 of us, enter www.facebook.com, at same time, and imagine if load testing was not performed on Facebook, you know, at the point of 100 users, launching that URL www.facebook.com, and the application crashes. So we have not performed performance testing on the server if it can take 100 users or more than 100 users at the same time, at the same time, 100 people are logging in, into the server trying to access facebook.com. So this is the reason why we do this test to check the stability of the application, to check the what they call integrity of the server to test, if the server, will work well, under pressure. So that is the idea of performance testing, on applications. So you can see I'm just a one user and I just launch qualitycertain.com and here I am on this page. So on this, okay, so I was explaining it earlier. So this is an web application we are performing tests on. So we'll be performing tests on this application. So we perform tests on different pages. Remember, this application have about 6 pages. We have the about us, we have the web services, we have the industry. So we'll perform all these. We'll do a performance testing on all these pages. If 20 users, you know, if 20 users launches these pages, at the same time, what will happen on the application? So remember, setting up JMeter, we need the application URL, which is the website. I'm copying it out already. So on the website, we paste the website here. So right here, when you paste in your website, it paste in http://www dot your web URL, and always remember to take out this HTTP protocol, because by default the protocol is already set on JMeter. JMeter has already set HTTP protocol. So what you just need to do is just to type um, your web application URL, which is www.qualitycertain.com. And mind you, remember when you launch the application, this is the dashboard. For you to perform test on the dashboard, you come to JMeter, paste in the URL, and once you paste in the URL, you will see the slash at the end of the URL. Take out that slash and come below here and paste the slash. So, sorry. So take the splash from here and paste it down here at the part. So what you've done, that this part is you've already stated that this part is supposed to link to the application dashboard, and the URL is being provided. So as seen on the HTTP request, we have the type of request. We have GET request. Actually, we do this, whenever we are performing load testing on API. So we really don't have business here. What we have business here is with the server name, IP, and the paths. Then we can all leave all these settings as default. So sometimes when you are performing a test and the test requires you, to add in, test bodies, more or less, like I said, if you are testing API, you want to load test an API, and normal way you test API, you pass in the method, then the body data. So this is how you pass in body data. Let me minimize this guy so you can see detailed. So you give in the parameter down here. So if you need to add in body data, maybe like parameters, maybe you need to add in username, you need to add in password, you just click add here, then you come down here, you give in your parameter. If it requires username, maybe access to the admin server, so you pass in your username, you can give it your username, maybe then if you need to add in password, you click add again. It adds another line down there and you type in password. Then you give in your password, give in your password. By default, this password is meant to be what's it called? It's meant to be what? Encrypted. Yeah, it's meant to be encrypted, but depends, sure. So that is how you pass in body data, for your test if you have to for anyone. So let's just go test this web URL. So remember this guy is HTTP request, so you can always update you can always name your test. So I'm just gonna name this guy as dashboard. So it's dashboard test for quality setting. So that is created, and remember you can add as more as possible text to your Jmeter test. So let me add more text. I will come to thread group. Right click on thread group, come to sampler, add another HTTP request. Let me name this request the next page about us. So I want to test this page about us. So remember, you need to come to your web application, the web application manually and click on about us. So you can see it directs me to this page, about us page. So what you need to do, copy out the URL, copy out the URL, come to your server IP name and paste in your URL. Remember, by default we have HTTP set. Click on the HTTP, then copy the endpoint. So the path is always the endpoint. That is what you actually mean. So you come down to the path and paste in your endpoint. So let me cut out the endpoint here, paste in here. So we've set a test for about us and dashboard. So let's add more tests. So let's add more sampler HTTP requests, and let's see another page we want to test. So let's test for service. Let me click on service. Let's try industries. Let me click industries. So this is the industry page. You guys remember, copy out the URL. You can name your test. Name your test as industry page. Industry. Com. So remember, take out this guy. Put out the font. Can ask a question later. So paste it down here. So let's assume we are performing three tests for this three pages. You can add as much as any possible test if you want to. So created a test for dashboard, about us and industry. And on the thread group, you are testing for 20 users, for this page. So next thing I need to do is to add my listener. So remember, while adding your listener, you can add any type of listener you want to use. You can say so listener is just the way you want your report to be, your test results to be generated. Being it the graph format, result tree, response time graph, you know, being shell, whatever. So you can try or you can pick one of these and try and see what it looks like. So mostly we use the view result tree. We use view result tree, and let me add more this now. So let me add more this now to it. So let me use summary report. Let me use summary report, and let me also try view result tree in table. So
What
view
if
result tree.
we add graph in result?
You can bring your question up later. So we've
Okay.
set the thread group for 20 users in the wrap-up period of 1 second. Wrap-up period of 1 second. We are testing this three page. We have the dashboard, we have the about us, we have the industry, and we have choose our test result to be in three formats, summary report and view result tree. Before you run this test, always remember you need to save your test. So to make this easier for us, to understand, so let's come to our desktop. Let's come to our desktop. So this is quite easy for us. So come to your desktop, create a project folder, name your project folder QC load test. Remember, you are typing everything together, no space in between. QC load test. Because if you put space in between, once you are trying to launch your report, to launch your test, your command line or your terminal won't read QC load test. So name your project folder QC load test or whatever you need to name your project folder. So come back to JMeter and save this project in this folder. So once you name this, once you create this project folder, so once you run your test results, which will come in .jmx format, will be saved inside that load test folder you created on your screen. So come to file and save test plan as. So you can navigate to the folder you created. Did I create the folder desktop? So you navigate to your desktop. So this is my desktop. This is my desktop. Inside my desktop, I have QC load test. So open folder and save. So I've already saved my project. Do you all understand? Guys, are you getting it?
Yes.
Yes.
So since all those steps is being executed, so you can click start. So once you click on this start button, it starts reading your test for 20 users. And always remember this. If you are performing load tests, maybe let's say um, the project manager requires you as a QA to perform load tests for 5,000 users, Are you guys listening? So you have to perform load tests for 5,000 users, for QC application. You don't just pick 1,000 users and start running 1,000 users, or you just pick 5,000 users and start running 5,000 users. If the application does not crash, your system will crash. And like I said, depending on your system configuration, you know, so if you are performing load tests on any application, it's always advisable you use a system that has high specification. You know, speaking of 8 gig RAM or 16 gig RAM, 1 TB storage disks, or 512 storage disks, and speed processor. Speaking of at least minimum processor of 2.5 gigahertz, should be able to run any test. And if you are using 3.0 or 3.5, good for you. So take note, system configuration matters when performing load test. So like I was explaining, your project manager requires you to perform 5,000 users load test on QC application. You don't pick 5,000 just at once, to start running. You can start with 100. You pick 200. You pick 500. Pick 700. You pick 1,000. So you take those numbers one by one, and at every point you perform load test, for number of users, you save your report inside your project folder. So if at any point you are performing load tests for 1,000 users and you are supposed to perform for 5,000, you are going to 5,000, and suddenly at 1,000 users you are trying to load test, and the test failed or the application crash. There you will give your report that, okay, at testing for 1,000 users, this application crashed. So that is why you need to save all your reports at every point of users. You are performing your load test. So you perform, you take it from 100, 200, 500, 700, 1,000 users, 1,200 users, 1,500 users, 2,000 users, you know, gradually, till you get to 5,000 users. And even after you get to 5,000 users and you have a successful test, a pass test, you know, you're a QA, you can, even though they don't require you to do 6,000, you can just do a test of 6,000 or do a test of 5,000. So you can give your reports. The original report you need to give is the 5,000 test, and you can further report. Okay, at 6,000, though, you perform 6,000 users, after doing 5,000, and the application still works and still, still stable. You can give the reports. So that is the idea of performing load testing, on application. So on our test here, we are giving for, let's say we are supposed to run 100 users, for this project. So I'm starting with 20 users. So once I click on this play button here, my test will start running. So once your test start running, you start seeing the countdown from here, how your test is running. So at every 1 seconds, let me go to the result tree. So you can click the result tree to see how your test is been running. So above the screen here, you can see at every 1 seconds, I have 20 users, logging in on the application. So you can see I have 16 of 20 tests which is running. I have 14, I have 13. So it will count down until it gets to 1. So you can see the progress of my test. You can see the test is still up and running. I have some tests failing. You can see I have several fail for the industry. So this is the result of server optimization. So your test will fail if the server cannot take the number of users it it is programmed to set, for users, to have access to the application. So let's wait till this. Okay, I guess the test is done running. So my test ran for 58 seconds and it executed for the 20 users. So I've just viewed my report here in view results tree, which is what you can see here. So can you see on the dashboard, I have 20 users. If you count this dashboard, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you everything is 20 users. So if you click on any of these tests, you will see the details of your test. The thread name is the thread name group is 1 of 5. 1 of 5 passed. Start at 2021 11:30 so hour. Local time 41:43. Connected time 3997. The latency, the size of the bytes, sent bytes, header size, body size and bytes, error count, and etc. The response code, response message, okay. Type of test, bin/test. So let's check for the field test. So if you click the field test, you can see um can anybody analyze this why this test failed? What kind of error is that?
Because its response code is 201.
I I can't hear you.
Its response code is 201.
Yeah. So this this test we ran just now, Jmeter expected 200 response code. If you click on this guy here, okay, let me click on the same test. So about us, Jmeter expected 200 response code, and right here you have 503. So this is a server error. Remember now, response is the response code. 500 is server error. You should know all this response code. So 503, this is 503. This error is from the server.
Or service unavailable.
Service, yeah, service not available, yeah. So this one server. So these are the error you encounter. It's either from the internet, the network, or it's from the server. So these are the error codes you expect from Jmeter. So imagine we need to run all these tests. Now we are doing assertion. Let me teach us how to use assertion keys, for our test. So imagine this test now. We just ran for 20 users. I expected 200 status code for all the tests, and now I'm having 503. So for me to add assertion to all these tests, I can just come to my thread group here. Right click on my thread group and add assertion. So we have different type of assertion. We have the response type assertion. We have the JSON assertion. We have the size assertion. We have the GXR223 assertion. We have the expert assertion. I can't talk about all these things. You can pick them and Google what is response assertion in JMeter, what is JSON assertion. So JSON assertion is just you expect your results to be in JSON format, and you add the JSON assertion and you run your test. If your response body does not report response, it does not return back in JSON assertion, it will fail your test. No. And we have the response assertion. The response assertion is okay, if you expect 201 response code, you should have 201 response code. If you expect 200 response code, you get 200 response code. This expert, you all know what the meaning of expert now. Expert is an element locator. Maybe you expect an element, on the web application to be present, and you copy out the element, you copy out the expert, right from the what's it called, from the web URL, and you paste in your expert assertion, and you run your test. So if JMeter does not see this expert, you copy, from your web application, it will fail the test. We have duration assertion. Duration assertion is okay. You want this test, to be executed in less than 5 seconds. If you run your test and it's taking more than 5 seconds, for the test, maybe any of those tests, and it's taking more than 5 seconds, it will fail because we've already set duration assertion and you have the HTML assertion and can read up all those. So let's do HTML assertion. So HTML assertion is so I guess you're just supposed to paste in your URL here for you to run the assertion. But let's keep this guy here and let's do response assertion. You can Google it on your own how to use this assertion. No big deal. So let me add response time assertion. Also response assertion. So as seen on the screen, this is what response assertion looks like. Once you add it, you can drag it up here, to validate all your tests. So you can see once you click on response assertion, you should see this page on your screen. You have the name of assertion, which is response assertion. We have comments if you need to give any comment. Then you can always leave these guys as a default setting. So field to test, you can see we have the response, we have the text response. Maybe in your test you expected, okay, for me, let me go to the dashboard. Let me go to the report tree. So in this report tree, you expected this response message to be okay. It's a text, and you come to your assertion here and response check for response text. So you can add your response text, to be okay. Okay. Then you can do request data, you can do request header, you can do response code. So let's do response code. Okay, response code, we expect 200 response code for our test. And you can do response message if you want to. So let's do this response message. So we've add another assertion. Response message should be okay. Response message should be okay. So we have two test assertion, being added to our test now. So if you come back to your result tree, let's clear out this report. So let's clear out this report. What's that? And add response assertion. You're not seeing this. Hey, you are using HTML assertion. So Yes. So I've just added two assertion. You can say pattern test. I added, okay, I'm expecting 200 status code and I expected response or message to be okay. So if I click on this run button again for 20 users, my test should run. So you can see my test is up and running. And if I go to my view test results, almost everything is failing. So if I click on the test results and check the message, I have response code 200, response message okay. So let me go to my response assertion. Okay, everything failed. Fast. Huh? Okay. So let me run the test again. Another one.
Sir, click on response code.
What?
Click on response code. You have clicked on response message. Click on response code.
Oh, okay. 200. Okay. Okay. Let's run again. Okay, so I was clicking on the wrong assertion before. So we've come to the assertion, so we check for response code to be 200. Let's check our result tree. Let's see if all our tests passed. So we just check for, okay, everything passed. Everything passed. So on the assertion, so let's check for response message. So let me click on response message. Let me click on response message and type OK. So I'll just type OK and let's run the test. Let me clear the previous test. Okay, so everything ran. So this is how you use assertion. So we've um we've tested for response code, we've tested for response time. You can also test for response header. So once you click on this assertion, whatever you want to use, it will come down here and add the assertion you want to use if you are checking for anything. By checking for a document text, you can come down here. If you're checking for request header, you can come down here. If you're coming for checking for a request data, you can come down here and ask. So Yes, use one at a time. So yeah, so that is how you conduct your test on JMeter using assertion. So now let's get to the now let's get to how to generate our report. So as mentioned, we generate our report in two formats. So we can either generate using GUI or using HTML dashboard. So okay, let's check summary reports. You can see summary report. We have our three tests. We have the dashboard test, about us page, industry. We have samplers. We have samples for 20 users. You can see the details. And if you come to view in result tree, you can also see the detailed, in result tree at every point of users of user 1.6, the byte, send byte, latency, contact time, connect time, and etc. So let's try and generate our report now. So if you go back to your desktop, and check the folder you created on your dashboard. Let me go to the desktop and check the folder I created in my desktop. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, please look test. So you can see my report is being generated here. But I made a mistake. Let me go back to the save. I saved only one test. It's supposed to be QC test.jms. Yeah, because whenever you are saving your test, you should click on the test. You should click on this guy here on the test, before you click on save. So let me just try and reset again. Save test plan as you can see. So take note while this test is saving, you can see there's a space in between my QC test. Always take out the space in between and write everything up together and click save. So now we want to generate our reports. So remember we opened our command line already right from the bin folder. Remember? Yeah. So for us to run our test now, um, you can do this thing in two ways. It's either you do CD, That is for those of us using Windows. So you can do CD. I'm explaining this if you haven't run from your bin. So if you haven't run from your bin and you want to run your test, in non-GUI mode. If you have not run your command line from bin, so immediately you launch your command prompt, which is this. Okay, let me just close. Let me assume I have not even. So let me go and open my command prompt again. So let me search command prompt. So this is my command prompt. Where's the guy? Okay, so as seen on the screen, I've just launched my command prompt. So this is a fresh command prompt. So I want to run, because I want to run my GUI report and my dashboard report now. And I've just launched prompt or command prompt. So what I need to do to run my command prompt from bin, I'll do CD and space. So I will go to my folder where I have Jmeter downloaded. So document, I have it inside the tools folder. I click on the folder Jmeter. come to the bin folder. So once you are here, highlight this guy, copy, and come to your command prompt and paste in the path. Ah, can anybody do Control V? So just come here and just do copy and paste. Just copy and paste. Yeah. So once you paste it, you can just click enter. You can see it's now running from your bin folder. You can see user document tools, Apache updates right from bin folder. So now we can run our test. So let me go back to our let me go back to our slide. So you can see how to generate HTML dashboard reports on Jmeter. This is the hold on guys, let me copy the updated slide. I added some information in the slide. So to run comment, so while executing on us, so while executing your GUI reports, there are certain commands you need to pass in. There are certain commands you need to pass into your command prompt, which is your or your terminal. So you can see how to generate GUI and HTML dashboard reports. So the first step you need to take is to create a test plan, which you've done. Open your command line and change the directory file to jmeter/bin, which is what we've done. Then execute this command, jmeter-n-t, then location of your test script, then location of your test result file, then output folder. So we are running the GUI mode first. So for us to run the GUI mode first, we need to run -n-t location of your JMeter folder script, JMeter script, then -n, which is your location of your file. You can see this is the meaning of -n, -t, -n, -l. So -n means non-GUI mode, And I15 means location of your test script. Then -L means location of your output result. That means where you want your output results, to be generated. So let's take this step, one after the other. So this is our command line, which we've changed the directory to jmeter/bin as seen on the screen. So for those of us using Mac, so you run sh jmeter. So that is the command for Mac. So you run sh space jmeter but for those of us using Windows, you just type in jmeter. So you type in jmeter -n -n. Yeah, you can drag, yes. So one else, please. So as seen on the screen, so I've already entered this line. So -n -t. Then so once you type in -n -15, you can open your your test script folder. So remember, once you run your test, so once you run your test on JMeter, whatever application you are testing on, so it should save in the project folder you created on your desktop, which is what I've created, and it has saved my project file as uc.gmx. So after you run your test will always be saved as .gmx, regardless of the name you're giving your test. So now I need to add this part file, to my command line. So this is something else. I think. So space, then can come up here, copy all the parts, copy all the parts, Command C, and paste in here to D, and paste in the parts. So you can see I've already pasted in the parts. User, Lenovo, desktop. Then I need to add the name of my test, or you can just drag the test inside your command line, whichever one. So let me add slash. Where is the other slash in the system? Yeah. So slash qc test dot jmx. So guys, so what else? It's on the screen now. So you can see I've copied out the part where I have my Jmeter test script, being saved. I've added it to my command line. So the next one, I need to add the location for my test file. That is the CXV file. So for you to add, I find where, yeah, yeah, I find.
See what I'm
Yeah.
The location of the Jmeter script.
so you know.
Just watch what I'm doing. So you need to add location of the result file, which is .csv file. So for you to add the .csv file, so what CSV means that your result will be generated in Excel sheet. So you can come inside this project folder, right click inside the folder, click new, and click on what is it? Okay, what is the Excel sheet? What is the Excel there's no Excel sheet here. I have PowerPoint. Let's okay. Okay. So let's do this. Then let's say QC QC test QC test dot CSV. So um so let's come back to our command prompt. So we need to add in command this command hyphen L then location of your CSV file. So you can just drag in, click this file and drag it in here. So um okay .csv. So you take out this text. I pray it works out. Then come back, take out this C drive. So take out this C drive from all your tests. So I think that is fine now. Keep test as this. Then you can just run your tests. So you can see the test is running and uh, it's already creating a tree for all your tests. So once your test is done running, you will see end of test. So the test is running for 20 users and it's creating a tree for 20 users. So you can see our test is done running. You can see end of run. So means your test is done running. So if you minimize your command prompt and go to your test folder, go to your test folder, you will see your test is being generated already. So let's check this guy here. You can see this guy here is created is an Excel sheet. So if you open with, why don't I have Excel sheets? I think it's because I don't have. This is Excel now. Let me just. Oh, this file does not have that. I have Excel sheets here. So on your PC, you should show Excel sheet on your PC. Okay. Hold on. So it's already changed to Excel sheet. So yeah. So it's already updated. So can you see this is what is called the non-GUI mode. So you can see QC text, the Excel sheet, and on the Excel sheet you have all the details. You have the elapsed time, label, response code, response type. You have the thread name, data, success, failure, bytes, the URL you are testing, latency, ideal time, and connect. So that is how to create a non-GUI. So let me close this guy. So do you all get it? Huh? You do SH mark, SH Jmeter, then same way you create folder, drag the project folder, then the location of the test you drag it there. That's all. So for you to create CSV on your listing, go to the project folder, right click on the project folder, then create a new folder and give it a name .csv. Yes, yes. Right click and create a new right click. No, not a folder. Just like this. Come here, right click, then come to new. Then it should give you option of creating a Excel sheet or text document. Come to new. You give the option to open new. That's your case test. Always put it together. Okay, for that location file, once you so after that minus hyphen L, drag this same file to your terminal, then rename that file .csv, remove the JMX and add it, give it .csv, and run your test. It will generate non-GUI dashboard for you. After hyphen L, right? After hyphen L, yes. Drag that file, then rename it .csv. So so for us to generate dashboard report now, I can run a test. What? Let me see. Your test. Right? Your test. Where did you download that Jmeter? Yes. Go to the file. You are supposed to run command on this terminal.
right click open the terminal folder. Did you see the difference? Read it. So, guys online, are we following?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So that
sir.
is how you generate your GUI dashboard reports, on Jmeter. So let's do for I mean GUI report. So let's do for dashboard now. So for us to generate our dashboard report for this project, so GUI result just gives you, the Excel sheet of what so it will only the QAs, your fellow QAs will understand. But the reason why we generate dashboard report is for the stakeholders, project owners, key stakeholders, so they know they have, like better understanding of what we're trying to communicate to them. So this is how we generate dashboard reports. Dashboard report is always more detailed. So even a 5-year-old kid will pick it up and, you know understand what you have understand the test you have carried out. So to generate our dashboard reports now, so we come back to our terminal, come back to our terminal. It's running. So you come back to the terminal, then um you do Jmeter -g -g, then location of the CSV file. Just drag your CSV file in here. Then -o is location of your output result. So for us to generate our dashboard report now, so you come back to your folder here, to your project folder, right click inside the folder and create another subfolder inside. So create another subfolder and name this subfolder HTML reports. So HTML reports. So once you add in -o, minus, that is -o. So you drag in this folder in here. So this is where your HTML reports will save in. So if you come back here, layout, C drive, and come back here and clear the C drive. So let's run this test. So to generate your dashboard reports, you pass in jmeter-g, the location of um, your CSV file. Then -o, that is the location where you want your um, test reports, your HTML test reports, to save. So it's actually two ways. Is either you are doing you are generating your dashboard report before you run your test, which is this format, jmeter-n-t, -l, -e, -o. So this one is before your test. Then the -n, -t, -e, -u
is after your test. So we will do both. So let's run this test, to generate our dashboard report. That is before our test. Once you click on enter, start generating your HTML report. Yes. So let's check inside our HTML folder report. You can see our report is being generated already inside the folder. So once you click on the, sorry guys, the application. So once you get inside the folder, you will see you will see a you will see an index file. You will see an index file in this folder. You see content, you see sbadmin index file, static.json. So our business here is the index file. So you can just right click on the index file. So depending on the browser you want to use, you can open with Firefox, Mozilla Fox, Mozilla, Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, Edge, or any browser you want to use. So let me open with Firefox. So once I open with Firefox, our reports, generate on the screen. So you can see this is what dashboard report looks like. So you can see the details, test and report information. This is the source of our file, the name of the test, qctest.csv, the time, the start time and the end time, the filter for display. So if you scroll down, you see updates application. You see updates. Updates means application performance index. You can Google what it means. And as seen on the screen, you can see the information of our test. You can see the threshold. You can see the frustration threshold, which is 1 second, 500 milliseconds. So, guys, not to blow our head up, um, let me give us a link, to study how to explain our JMeter dashboard reports. So if you go to Apache JMeter, let me just do JMeter. So if you go to jmeter.com.org and if you come to user manual, guys listen up. If you come to user manual and you scroll down, you can see dashboard reports. So here you see details, it's just like user manual for JMeter. So you can always come here if you want to know anything about JMeter, how to build test plan, elements of JMeter, how to set up projects. You can get all the details here. So if you come to click dashboard reports, so it gives you steps of how to generate dashboard reports and how to run command for dashboard reports. So this is giving details, of your dashboard report overview. You can see the updates, which is the first thing you see. Updates is application performance index. So this table computes of every transaction that updates, based on configuration value, tolerated and satisfied threshold. And the request summary of graph showing the success and failed of requests, the transaction controller sample results are not taken into account percentage. So you guys can read up. It explains all what is on the dashboard reports. You can see statistic table providing one table summary of metrics per transaction, including 3 configuration. So it gives details and explain how you can, explain your results to your project manager or your stakeholder or the product owner. You can say transaction per seconds, what it does, everything. So let's go back to our dashboard reports. So I think on the dashboard reports, we have the statistics. If you want to know about statistics, you can go to the app.org and read about how all this report is being explained. So they test the top five error samplers. We don't have any top five error samplers. You can see statistics. We have about us. We have dashboard. We have industries. This is a pogo typo error. That's for me. If you click on charts, so this chart here it shows you the overtime, the throughput, and the response time of your test. So if you click overtime, so overtime gives you the details of time, how your test ran. You can see at 3,600 milliseconds. You can see the number of hits you have on your server. Then you can check for response time per delay. So all this shows your overtime, whatever on the infographics display. And you can click on throughput to check each per seconds, code per seconds, transaction per seconds, total transaction per seconds, response time versus request. So if you click response time versus request, it shows you the graph you can see on the screen. And if you want to view latency by results, latency versus request. It shows you the graph for latency versus request. And if you want to check for custom graph, you click on custom graph and click on overtime, and it shows you the graph display, the test. So guys, that is um that is it on
The type of listener.
pardon?
Is it the type of listener that can?
No. So once you can use any listener. So once you add your listener, you can generate your HTML dashboard report in this format. So let's do the normal way. So we've just generate dashboard report before we run all our tests. So let's do for
Also bringing error.
-G-O. So it's just another way of generating your report after generating your CSV file. So let's do it the normal way. So to do it the normal way, you come back to your project folder here. And you can just delete this dashboard report. So let's pass in the normal command. So for us to pass in the normal command, so Jmeter Jmeter and location of your text file, which is .gmx bracket in here. Then -L, location of your output file, where you want your CSV file to be generated. With this guy, this thing there. So for us not to have issues, we can delete this pre-existing CSV file. So that's done. Then then for our dashboard reports, hyphen G hyphen O. I mean hyphen E hyphen O. So your location to save your dashboard reports. So you come here, inside your project folder, right click and open a new folder. HTML reports. Then drag in your file here. So that's set. So remember to take out the C drive. Yeah. So we can run our test now. So just click enter. Read the error message. You should understand what is going on. You are not doing something right. You get. So you can see on the screen our test is done running. So you can see it's created QC test in CSV file which is the Excel sheet again. And if you open this our HTML report folder, you see it's already generated another HTML dashboard report. So if you right click on the HTML dashboard report and open in your prepared choice of browser, it generates your dashboard report on the screen, which is this as seen on the screen. So that's it, guys. I hope you all understand and guys, have you guys slept? You guys online?
Yeah, yeah, yes,
No,
yes.
yeah.
We are with you.
So would there be any question? Any question, guys?
No, no questions.
I want to ask, is this last week of internship?
You want to ask what?
Is this the last week of internship?
Yes, this is the last week.
Did we get certificates or
Um, 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 Tomorrow I will pass in the information about that tomorrow.
okay?
Yeah.
So this week,
Some it runs and sometimes it doesn't, depending on your operating system. You should take out the seat right. So guys, that will be a wrap up for today. So tomorrow, oh sorry, on Wednesday, we'll pick up catalog. So we'll do catalog and That'll be all. And then I will pass in more information tomorrow about the certificates, and we are all supposed to give. We will all be giving a testimonial video. Um, those of us online and the guys on site. So I don't know which one to do. And we had a photo shoot session.
So how about party? End of the year party.
Yeah, we'll do end of the year party too. Alright. We are all going to eat. We are all going to drink.
Wow, jollof rice, fried rice, chicken.
Everything.
Perfect.
Small chops.
It's okay.
Did you create? Did you open the folder for your HTML report? Open the folder. You see an index file. I'm missing something out. Try it again. So guys, that will be a wrap up for today. See you all on the channel Wednesday will meet again. So enjoy the rest of the day, guys.